Okay, my friends, it's time for the final solo challenge in the legendary bout set, and that is going to be Cait Sith. So up until now, I chapter selected chapter 13, and I've generally ignored Cait Sith. Cait Sith is stuck on weapon level 7. I'm not even sure if I upgraded it. Let's just take a look at how I kind of approach this. You can tell from the SP level that in general I've just been ignoring Cait Sith. What I will do is basically pick up any individual stuff that I have. I don't need any of the collaborative abilities. I'm not going to use Cait Sith for the team fights. And so this is the one that I was definitely the most afraid of, because I just felt like I was not very good at using Cait Sith. I didn't really give it enough time, and as a solo fight I thought this might be quite a problem. Now, having Reprieve by default there was really nice. Like, that's a really sweet move. And I do suspect, once again, like if you really learn Cait Sith, maybe watch a guide or two on combat with him and how to make the most of his abilities and that kind of thing, and you practice, Cait Sith probably becomes one of the best of the bunch, and like one of the best ones to use. But for me at least, this was just like I just need to get through this one battle. Please just let me make it. So yeah, I got him set up as best as I could. Let's see if I end up trying to get that final weapon level for him. I think I do. So I'm having a look at my folios here. I'd gotten everyone's, as I mentioned before, but I kind of forgot that Cait Sith was still missing one. So Cait Sith is missing the very first one, interesting enough. So let's see where it was. Once again, it is in Gold Saucer. So once I came here, I basically didn't cash in my GP points to buy any of these manuscripts. I didn't really realize that I was supposed to do that. So if you go around to enough of the shops, you should be able to find at least one book for at least one manuscript for each of the party members. So I picked up the final one, and that gave me access to weapon level 8 and the 4th slot for his weapon. Okay, so for Cait Sith, obviously one of the main things that we have is the ability to summon the Moogle. And I figured that what I should probably do is try to get a setup in which I can summon the Moogle immediately at the start of each fight and make the best of that. So I equipped the Choco King's cape as a result of that. And with that, obviously, at the start of every fight, I can summon the Moogle, and the Moogle effectively is able to take aggro from the enemy. So for all you Elden Ring players out there, it's kind of like having a Spirit Summon / Mimic tier kind of thing. And so obviously I think your best bet here is to keep your Moogle out pretty much at all times. Don't leave Cait Sith by himself. And then while the Moogle is taking aggro, you try to build your ATB and get your moves off and make the best of it. So let's see how this is going to go. Once again, multiple enemies here. I am a big fan of Cait Sith's theme, by the way. It's fantastic, do I have to say. I don't love Cait Sith's gameplay, but as a character in the story, I thought he was definitely improved from the OG, personally. So, yeah, Plasma Discharge here. I tried to see if basically, for this particular fight, just trying to play more quickly and get rid of them as quickly as possible might be a better option here. That's why I immediately went in with the Discharge, but it did not work very well. I thought the Rancid Breath would basically affect all of them, but basically none of them got hit. So this immediately became a little bit of a shambles here. It's chaos. I do have full health, so like I'm not, like it's not a problem at the moment, but in terms of speed and efficiency, it's not particularly great. Want to see this in action? That's a lot of damage. 7,800. Can he see the same for you? But yeah, this is not great. Again, you're probably going to need to have a little bit of like magnifying materia and just blast them out from the beginning, because the longer this one takes, obviously, the worse it is. But I still have maximum HP, so like I'm not in trouble at all, at least. They don't seem to be particularly dangerous, but they're just a little bit of a waste of time if you're not doing it properly. I just spent such little time using Cait Sith that the only thing I did remember was that Moogle Knuckle was pretty powerful. And once an enemy is staggered, it pushes up the stagger percentage as well. So basically my main thing was just like stagger and then just Moogle knuckle it to death. That was like my general plan. Enter the freezer. The last one here, hopefully we can finish it off. Look at that, 3,160. It was a critical hit, but we do have a very high luck stat here, so not bad. So definitely there must be much quicker ways to get through that, but get through we did. So this time, I'm pretty sure I summoned the Moogle, there we go. But I don't actually ride the Moogle, because I feel like this is probably still the better option. So these guys are weak to fire. Yep. C, give him the firer. Okay. At least it puts them under pressure. Let's see how close I can get to a stagger here. Thankfully, basically all it takes is one firer. The rest of it you can kind of just do yourself. And there you go. So I've got some MP absorption on there as well. You saw my MP go up after that. So this guy is distracted by the Moogle, so this is basically what I've been planning to do. Just have the Moogle distract. And then go for it. But the Moogle knuckle didn't quite work there. I kind of thought the Moogle was... I was going to walk to the Moogle, but the Moogle walked to me, so I kind of messed that up. Yeah, my HP is a little bit low here. But I figured maybe it's better to do it when I'm staggered, or just take a chance and just finish the fight anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to cure and then do the limit break. Yeah. I think that's the best call here. At least I can end the round with good HP. Nice. So not too bad so far, I have to say. Seems pretty forgiving. I was hoping that because they assumed people wouldn't use Cait Sith as much, they'd make it a little bit easier, but then this guy appeared and I was like, holy shit. This guy also, like Cait Sith, is not, I think, the best at dodging either. Like, obviously he doesn't quite have the speed of a Red or a Tifa or a Yuffie. He's definitely not slow, but I don't think he's as naturally equipped. But you can see again the Moogle doing the work here. Has been distracted. Okay, Pulverize is a nasty move, but it got kind of knocked out of it, thankfully. Also very nice that we can build ATB from range here, so it's kind of the same as Cloud's ability. Like, I think after you roll, if you press attack, he does like the kind of the song notes thing. The music notes. Whatever you want to call them. Yeah, so Pulverize, if you take like the full force of it, it's very nasty. And I've not made much progress with that stagger bar, unfortunately. So the Moogle's about to go. Yep, it's gone now. So now I'm in danger. I need to resummon it as quickly as possible before like a Pulverize kills me. That was nasty. That was nasty indeed. I think I got a heal here. Do I take a risk? I think I'm going to die here. This is probably the end of my first attempt, yeah. Oh, I have reprieve, but I think Pulverize is surely going to kill me here. Surely there's no way out of this. It definitely took me more than one attempt, so I know I died, but I forgot exactly where. Basically, at this point, I thought Pulverize would surely end. And it just kept going and going and going. It was insane. But I figured, hey, who cares? At this point, let's just use our MP, whatever. I have literally been given a reprieve. I might as well use it. get the Moogle back out. So miraculously, I managed to actually survive that whole exchange there. I really thought I was done for. But now especially, I need to try to make the best of this second opportunity. Pulverize is just a weird move. Like, it doesn't have a direction, it just goes. But then sometimes it just goes on and on and on. So almost at the stagger. There it is. Okay. This is not ideal, by the way, but this is the one I think I had MP recovery on. That's why I'm using it. But we did some good damage there. So this fight went from being basically like almost no chance to could potentially win. There you go, almost staggered it. The fight completely flipped on its head very quickly here, and now we seem to be in control. And there you go, another limit break and a stagger. Let's use this. I was hoping this would be enough. Nice. There we go. So first time I managed to defeat the third round as well. That was not pretty. I needed a reprieve. I was sure I was dead. But we somehow managed to make it through. And then this guy appeared. I thought, oh god, this one, the more like aggressive an enemy gets, the more problematic it's going to be. Somehow I managed to avoid all of that. That was just luck. Pure luck there. So it seems to be weak to magic. And again, weak to ice. Unfortunately, it has a bit of a resistance to fire. So I probably should have set my materia up a little bit better here. To be able to benefit from MP absorption for ice instead, probably. I still always tend to put Plasma Discharge on just because it lasts the whole fight. Basically anything you can get that kind of carries through the whole fight, I feel like it's worth it for just one ATB point to give you just that little bit more passive damage. So this ability, this Nash ability, is very dangerous if it hits. Yeah, it took over half of the Moogle's health. Go for one of those. Okay. Petrify missed hitting the right target here. I want to try a Firer just to see if I get any MP back. But in general it doesn't seem to be the best idea. But yeah, that's generally the gameplay loop for this guy. Is just do your best to keep bringing the Moogle out. And just have it take as much of the pressure as possible. I'm kind of surprised I got this far the first time, because I do remember needing multiple attempts here. I'm just wondering where this attempt ends. Nash did 4,000 damage, by the way. It's huge.
Honestly, you're into it now.
So I used Let's Ride there to bring the Moogle back over to myself, in the hopes that it takes over again, but did not work. So this is a problem. Once the pressure comes onto me, but there you go, the Moogle's back in. But this one just has a lot of HP. I do remember from like a previous battle where we could actually see the HP. I remember it having a ton of HP. So I assume this version is no different. Get out of there. Oof, okay. So it's slow progress, but we do have a stagger coming up soon. There it is. Yeah, while it's distracted, let's just keep going. We're almost there. Should be able to get it to a stagger now. There it is. So immediate Moogle Knuckle this time to push the stagger up higher. You can see it gives you a big 40% there. Still did use it as well as I should have here. Definitely was not... I shouldn't have used the Let's Ride. That was, I'm pretty sure that was a mistake. But you can see in general, we're doing okay. So I think for this one, I will skip it ahead because this was a bit of a long fight. Unless I end up dying. And we'll rejoin later on. Okay, so a few minutes later, we have stagger number 2 coming. There it is. This time we also have a limit break though. So Moogle Knuckle. Can do another one. Excellent. And then now it's a good time to do a limit. Can I do the damage in time? Come on. It just takes too long. But thankfully it's a big old limit. I think it did like 2 times 8,000 damage, something like that. That was big. And so yeah, first time I actually made it through to the final round here. So I guess it was this enemy that killed me. And yes, it's our old friend the Mindflayer. I hate this guy. Now, this, I do remember, this was a fight where I actually learned something that I hadn't learned before in my 500,000 attempts. Not attempts, to be honest. I haven't had to attempt it too many times. Actually, I tell a lie. Because of that stupid... the Chadley mission where we had to kill this guy without killing the other 2 small enemies. That was one of the dumbest quests I think I've ever done. Like, fight restrictions or whatever it is. We have had a lot of attempts, but it was something that I'd never really realized before. So the main problem with this guy, for me, it does a lot of damage anyway, like this astral apprehension and stuff. It's big damage if you get hit by it. But the main one is the psychotic break move. So it does telekinesis, and then it does psychotic break, and it does massive damage. Like it's a one-hit KO most of the time. And I was just like, it's unblockable, like it lists it as an unblockable, so you can't perfect parry, you can't, like, what are you supposed to do with this move? And thanks to this fight, I basically learned what you're supposed to do. So let's watch this first attempt, and then I will show you how I managed to get through, and this tip should be definitely helpful for anyone who's struggling on any of the Mindflayer battles.
That's positively rank.
So yeah, this guy, I do know obviously it's not immune to poison, so I tried to get that to work, but yeah, the orb basically just follows you for so long. That was so close. All of this was so close, I don't know how I survived any of this. That was ridiculous. Again, this was a fight I had no business still being alive for at this point. It's round 5, so not being stingy with MP. So we're still in it somehow. But we haven't managed to get a bio to hit, which is a little bit annoying. Moogle took the damage. Thank you, Moogle. Moogle's the real MVP. So I definitely had a very good run of it for my first ever time. And given that I barely ever used Cait Sith. But this was a bad situation now because the Moogle had vanished and I was left on my own to deal with Mindflayer. Need to stay on the move, especially for that apprehension. But the ATB, again, it just goes up so slowly. Okay. It's just that accursed orb move that I really got to watch out for. Finally. So we're still alive, and we have the poison this time. So I was pretty pleased with this effort. I thought from here on, I thought to myself, I can probably win. Surely now.
That's positively rank.
Just keeps vanishing in and out. But thankfully this time it did hit, so we do have venom on them as well. Well, on it. But it's very hard to push to a stagger as well. A lot of damage there. but we're still okay. Decided to go for the regen because obviously the Moogle should be taking most of the hits here. So I thought passive healing might be the best way to go. I'm kind of mad that I lost from this point. Literally, the only reason I didn't ace it the first time was because I didn't know about this trick. So here it comes, telekinesis. That knocks out the Moogle. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe I can get the Moogle to take the damage here. Worst case, so Psychotic Break. Here it comes. And it's just like this sort of insta-death move, and I was like, come on man, how is that fair? Like, what am I supposed to do against that? Like, yes, I have Reprieve. I could have, like, not used it. But, yeah, that felt very unfair. So this was actually something where I went online, and I was like, is there anything you can do about Psychotic Break? And the answer is yes. So let me show you. So we're going to pick up this Mindflayer fight from a later stage of it. Everything looks kind of similar to how it was before. We've got Venom on there, Moogle's out, and we're getting closer and closer to getting the win. But you're almost definitely going to have to deal with a Psychotic Break unless you have like some kind of perfect crazy setup. That was bad. I don't know what I was doing there. But basically, as long as you can deal with Psychotic Break, like your chances of winning go up by a large amount, I think. Because the other moves, yes, they can hurt, but as long as you're generally keeping your distance, healing, resummoning the Moogle every time you can, and stuff like that, then it shouldn't be able to kill you with the other stuff. Okay, so telekinesis. Took the damage there. Apparently, all you have to do is literally just stand behind it, like close to it, but behind the rock. I don't know how this is intuitive. Why would you assume this? I don't know. It's dumb. It's stupid. But at the end of the day, I think the Psychotic Break idea is that it's sort of, I think it's the Mindflayer itself kind of releasing like an AoE of magic energy. And if you hide behind the boulder, I guess the boulder kind of absorbs the damage, but I don't know. I thought the whole point of that was that the boulders themselves also release, like they kind of quote-unquote blow up or vanish or whatever they do. So yeah, I definitely wouldn't have figured that out if I didn't look for it online, but that's how you avoid damage from Psychotic Break. And so with that, it gives us a fairly clear run to finish things off here. So let's keep going and wrap up the final legendary solo challenge that we have to do in this game. And that leaves behind 3 battles. But boy oh boy, were they some battles. They were positively rank, is all I can say. So this was a really bad one, but thankfully this time the Moogle took it. You can see how much damage things do from how, obviously how they affect the Moogle. It's a really nasty move. That's fine. So almost another stagger. And this time I'll have the limit break as well after I stagger. And I saw how much damage it did in the previous round, so I know it works well. But that happened. I really did not think that was coming to me. It was attacking the Moogle and then suddenly it just did an Eldritch Horror on me. I was like, what the hell, man? What did I do to you? Where did that come from? God bless Reprieve. And while Reprieve is nice because it works once per round as well, which is really good. So we got the stagger in just in time before another Psychotic Break. And from here, it's the same old 1-2. Moogle Knuckle. And at this stage, I think it's worth just unleashing the limit and finishing things off.
Here's what you want.
The final legendary challenge.
Meow, 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 meow.
Okay, so going to wrap up this video here. This one I think took the longest of the solos, but managed to get it done, and I was very relieved. So with this, the plan was to basically go back to the brutal challenges and finish off the last one that was left. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I will join you guys for what is truly one of the most brutal Final Fantasy challenges I've ever done. I will see you for the next video.